President Trump on Saturday made a campaign stop in central Ohio ahead of tomorrow's special election. But before taking off for Ohio, he sent out a late-night tweet insulting not one but two men of color, including one of the best basketball players of all time. The president tweeted, quote, "LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike." Mike, of course, is Michael Jordan. Jordan came to LeBron's defense, saying, quote, "I support LJ. He's doing an amazing job for his community." First Lady Melania Trump also came to LeBron's defense, saying, quote, "It looks like LeBron James is working to do good things on behalf of our next generation." For more on all of this, I am joined by Gabrielle Bruni, weekend editor for Esquire.com, and former RNC chairman and MSNBC political analyst Michael Steele. Michael, I want to start with you.
Yep.
Except that I don't really know where to start.
There is no place to
This
start.
is a favored son of Ohio. This is not a situation where LeBron is out there making a political statement of his own volition. He is out there promoting a school for underprivileged children in his home city.
He's made a commitment of $41 million to this community and helping these kids. I would dare say more than we've ever seen come close from the president in this area, in this space. So to even enter this space the way the president did is insulting in that sense. But then to sort of, talk about yet again when it comes to an African-American athlete, or in the case of Don Lemon, someone who is on national television as somehow being less intelligent and stupid, further speaks to how the black community has come to view this president as someone who looks down on us and who has an attitude about us that is nothing short of racist. And so the fact that Melania and others have been trying to walk away from that or take a different sidestep is nice. But the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, is the one who's doing the tweets, and that's the one that sticks.
He's the one with the power.
He's the one with the power.
Gabrielle, you wrote for Esquire about the president's attacks on LeBron, and you say that there's a reason that he likes Mike but takes shots at LeBron James. What do you mean by that?
Well, historically, Michael Jordan has generally belonged to a camp of athletes that tends to promote his sneakers and play the game and stay quiet on politics. And LeBron is breaking that tradition in a big way. He has been very involved with Black Lives Matter. He said that, the killing of Trayvon Martin was a life-changing event for him. So when Trump's saying he likes Mike, he's saying, I like my black athletes to smile and play and be quiet.
And perform, essentially. Michael Steele, what do you think of
No, I think she's absolutely right. She actually, I thought it, she said it, and that's exactly what you have here. It is almost as if I like my black athletes when they stay in their place. And the fact that, you have a growing number led by individuals like LeBron coming out and filling the space in the public space, they don't see it so much as political activism. They see it as articulating deep-rooted concerns within the black community and responding to the white community through the president's auspices in a way that says, no, this far, no further. This is the ground we're staking. These things matter to us. And again, for someone like LeBron, he's putting his money where his mouth is every single day. He's making a commitment to the community in a way that should be celebrated by the president, not made fun of or just ignored.
A very long-term one, in fact, with this school. And I want to play the root of all this. And to be clear, LeBron James, as Gabrielle points out, has voiced political opinions in a way other athletes have chosen not to. But in this case, he was doing an interview on CNN about his I Promise school. Here is a bit of his conversation with Don Lemon.
What I noticed over the last few months, that he's kind of used sport to kind of divide us, and that's something that I can't relate to.
What would you say to the president if he's sitting right here?
I would never sit across from him.
You would never? You didn't want to talk to him?
No.
And in another part of that interview, too, Gabrielle, LeBron James talked about how he always felt like sports were something that brought him together, that crossed racial lines, that was a way potentially to build bridges, that's how he met, developed deep relationships for the first time with white people. And it does seem remarkable that this president is, in fact, taking what bridge building can exist inside sports and turning it into something completely different.
Well, I think the president recognizes that that's a threat to him, you know, because if SNL is making fun of Trump, maybe a Trump supporter won't find that funny and they'll change the channel. But with sports, you know, you can't deny their talent. People who love Trump, people who hate Trump love sports. So these athletes have a really powerful platform, and I think that's part of the reason why the president seems so intent on embarrassing them and trying to silence them.
Michael,
now, I was going to say, that clip you played from the show, that's the reason why Trump sent out that tweet. He took that clip, that portion of that conversation as a personal affront to him, particularly when LeBron said, "No, I wouldn't sit down with him." LeBron's just being authentic and saying, "Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend."
Yeah.
He's being honest about that, and the president did not like that honesty.
What's your sense? I mean, the president clearly decided that the way he was approaching the NFL question with the anthem and kneeling was a political winner for him.
Right.
He doubled down over and over and over again on that. We're anticipating he might do it again this football season. Is this, with LeBron James, something that ultimately is going to light the president's base up the way that did, do you think?
No, I don't think so. You know what the difference between the basketball profession industry and the football profession industry? It's the ownership. The ownership got behind Trump and very much capitulated to his particular desires that, you know, imposed on the players in the NFL what the president thought was patriotism. In the NBA, the owners have a very different perspective. They allow their players the flexibility to be citizens and to be members of the communities from which they come and to respond to big and small questions of the day and generally have backed them up. And I think that, you know, you won't see the same level of response from the ownership siding with Trump the way you saw that with the NFL, which is why, you know, the NFL has pretty much been, you know, twisting itself in knots, where it's torn between appeasing this president and keeping his constituents, who are a big part of their fan base, in place, while also recognizing that it's potentially chipping away at that fan base.
Gabrielle Bruni, weekend editor at Esquire.com, and Michael Steele, former chairman of the Republican National Committee. Thank you both.